Hello guys, Ranveer Allahbadia or Beer Biceps is a very known YouTuber, influencer, and content creator in India. With approximately 12 million followers on social media, he has 7 YouTube channels that are creating content and that are adding value to a lot of YouTube viewers across the globe. Just to add, other than these 7 YouTube videos, he's also a startup entrepreneur, and he has started 3 organizations, namely Beer Biceps, Monkey, Big Brain Co. And the application that is running now currently is Level. So we are talking about 4 startups and an immensely successful YouTuber, influencer, content creator. Let us understand basically about his career profile. Now, though he's a very young, maybe 31 years of age today, but he's basically a Mumbaiker, and his parents are doctors from Mumbai. Actually, their surname is Allahabadia, but he's famously known as Ranveer Allahbadia. So he did his schooling from Dhirubhai Ambani International School in Mumbai, which is one of the most influential school where the influential families children typically study there. So he has a very nice schooling from this prestigious institute. After this, he got into engineering. Now, while doing schooling, he was very keen on becoming a businessman or a filmmaker. But his basically mother and parents wanted him to study further before getting into such a filmmaking or any other businesses. So education was first priority. And then he got admission to DJ Sanghvi Engineering College, Mumbai, which is also a very good institute. In DJ Sanghvi Engineering Colleges, he did his BE from Electronics and Communications, wherein I think in first year he failed in BEE subject. So he had 80 in first year, but then somehow he survived and cleared BE with the first class. While doing this graduation in engineering, he did, I think, at least three internship that we are aware of. One of them was a startup, one of them was E&Y, and there's one more firm wherein he worked as an intern. And by the time he got out of the engineering college, he was clear about one thing. He always wanted to be a businessman, but he was absolutely clear about one thing, which is not to do any job. No jobs in henceforth. So he basically, in the last, I think, in the engineering college, he had suffered some setbacks, because of which personal setbacks, maybe heartbreaks, etc. Because of which I think the situation became alcoholic, and to overcome this, he started take physical exercise, which he always used to like. In school also, he was practicing judo, and he had won some judo championship also in Mumbai region. So in engineering college, he started physical training. And then while doing this, obviously to maintain diet and to enhance the physical strength regime, he had to leave alcohol, which is a good thing. And in the way of focusing on diet, he also started cooking, which he immensely liked. So I think in the last semester of the engineering college, he requested his mother to inform his mother that he wants to be a chef, and that was one more aspiration that he had. But somehow after engineering, he immediately started working for his own, and there was no job. He started working, and the Beer Biceps was formed. The birth of Beer Biceps is to train individuals on physical gymming, basically physical training, exercise, and that is how it started. So Beer Biceps YouTube video was started in 2015, wherein Ranveer Allahbadia used to give this training and guidance and motivation to young people for exercise. While working on physical training videos, he also got into personal grooming videos, and then spirituality, and then business. Then the graph went up. So by the time, I think 2019, before the corona hit, I think 2018, he had started Monk AI, which was a talent management and video editing, basically influencer marketing and influencer support organization with his college junior, I believe, Viraj. So that also basically Beer Biceps started picking up very fantastically or successfully, and then he got into Monk AI, which was a talent management and influencer marketing firm, which also supported his own venture as a YouTuber. And then he got into, currently he's working with Big Brain Co. and Level, which is application for meditation, daily personal grooming, etc. So these things are very, it seems very logical now, but if you look at this, look at the graph, he has always been learning a lot of new things from a lot of people around him, and the aggression and ambition to become a successful businessman is always there. Then he started podcast, and he has been following global international trends for a long time, specifically to social media. And he started podcast in 2019, I believe, and it has been reigning as a first, the biggest and the most watched podcast in India. Spotify also has certified this. So these things. Then while working on English YouTube channel, he also started Hindi YouTube channel after a detailed discussion with Prajakta Kohli, who is a close associate and a friend of Ranveer Allahbadia. So these collaborations were also happening. Chinmay Bhatt also was in touch with. Obviously, Ranveer was in touch with Chinmay Bhatt at that point in time for guidance, etc. So actually, Ranveer also utilized his personal experience about relationships, and gave a lot of training, a lot of consulting videos or informative videos for people to follow. The important point here is, while doing all these things, he wants himself to be known as an entrepreneur or a businessman, and not as a YouTuber or a influencer, so to say. So from a career perspective, his biggest contribution to us, to people like us or the common audience, is he's adding immense value in terms of his knowledge, information, experience, and access to a lot of people from various backgrounds or various industries that are sharing their life stories, career profiles, career growth stages, career etiquettes, career transitions, because of which we can learn a lot of things from all these videos just by watching the videos. A lot of work goes in the background to bring these celebrities and people, powerful people, and to get a time slot of 1 or 2 hours for us. And Ranveer has been doing this fantastically well. Now let us understand how he has transitioned as an individual career-wise. So transitioning from a brilliant student to engineering college, wherein he was not very focused on studies, and ATKT was followed in BE subject. So that also was overtaken by first class in the last year. So he passed graduation, the engineering graduation with a first class. While alcohol was his go-to strategy to take care of the sorrow or the grief or the heartbreak, he somehow came out of it also by focusing on physical training, then on diet, and then on relationships actually. And in the same process, while he was training himself, physically training himself, he also opted to share this detail, share this information, share this experience with the world in the form of Beer Biceps. And that has been a biggest, I think, turning point in his career, wherein he started YouTube channel in 2015. And then obviously we went on adding multiple aspects of physical grooming and self-help growth in these channels, Beer Biceps. And we can see that 12 million followers are currently following him on social media platforms. So he has added physical training, then personal grooming, then spirituality to skills, career finance, fitness, then style and fashion, mental health. So Level, which is the application that is currently launched or currently working, is based on meditation and mental health. And he is never shying away from sharing his personal incidences or experiences wherein he has faced failure, and because of which he is standing tall now, and he is capable of sharing all those mistakes and asking us not to repeat them. I think this is the biggest qualification that a person can have, other than the educational qualification, obviously, that until unless he makes a mistake, person makes a mistake, is not qualified to talk about it, isn't it? And Ranveer has seen both the sides of the spectrum, as he always says. So he has diversified now into Monkai and Level and Big Tenko, and obviously his organization currently has 200 plus people and is working currently on so many things. And while doing all this, the most important point is why Ranveer, basically. Why he is so successful while others who have started YouTube channels even before Ranveer Allabadia or even after Ranveer Allabadia, but why successful? So I could, from a career driving school perspective, I could think about certain aspects or career character traits that have helped him in becoming what he is today. So let us understand, first of all, energetic physical health. See, physical health is one of the most important things, not only from vitality and stamina and appearance perspective, but also whenever you as a physically healthy fit man, whether he's in front of the camera or in a room, it obviously gives a very good vibe or a personality or a presence in for the other people to get attracted and to get acquainted and to get influenced by the gentleman. And obviously vitality is important, because as a YouTuber, if you have 12 million followers and the expectations are growing day by day, we must be working extremely hard to suffice their expectations, and for that we have to be mentally and physically extremely fit. And because of the gym training, beer biceps, the Ranveer Allahbadia is doing a fantastic job on energetic physical health. Obviously, he's a handsome guy. Then there are certain personal code of behavior and conduct because of below which he will not fall. For example, certain aspects or traits that his mother has imbibed him right from the childhood, that treating people with politeness and humbleness, humility in success, and while being very steady in the failure. All these aspects of personal code is extremely strong, and that can be seen while he interacts with the people from various industries, various backgrounds, various strata of society. Then good manners and politeness also follows because of all this culture and the family from which he comes. His observation recording skills are fantastic, because his observations, not only while interacting with the people, but also before the people come to his podcast or the show, he engage into deep work, deep study to analyze what the person that I'm going to interview has done for all of us, for the society, and for his own personal life story. So those specific questions can be observed and then recorded and then asked at the right point in time, so that the podcast becomes informative while it is being fact checked at the same time. So the information that we get from his podcast is immense, and the kind of experiences that people share can obviously inspire and motivate us to a large extent. Then there is independent work. He's not at all shying away from standing alone and doing what he thinks is best for him, which is a absolutely essential and most strong character trait that Ranveer Allahbadia has had. Because a lot of people think and a lot of things, but when the time comes to actually implement or execute them, they basically shy away. And Ranveer is not one of them. Grab opportunity and deliver more. Whatever opportunity, nature or fate or fortune or market conditions throw at us, Ranveer is always there to grab the opportunity and deliver more than expected, because of which these 12 million followers are attached to him and they follow him religiously. Then obviously there is a collaboration. While having been schooled in the prestigious institute like Dhirubhai Ambani International School, he has friends at higher places. For example, Sarah. Some of the influential people were his classmates and schoolmates in the Dhirubhai Ambani International School. Obviously that helps. But at the same time, the skill of collaboration, basically, for example, in one of his sessions with Nikhil Kamath in WTF, he was interacting with Tanmay Bhatt, and Tanmay said, while Ranveer was working on beer biceps, he always used to pester him to work together. So Ranveer used to call him frequently to get his time, Tanmay Bhatt's time, and so that they can work together and they can learn from him. So this kind of trying and approaching people at the right time at right place who can help us, guide us, motivate us, is really a skill that not everybody has. And so this collaboration skill, not only while you are struggling, but also while he was growing up as a student, as a YouTuber, as a beer biceps guy, he is approaching and collaborating with a lot of people from a lot of industries, lot of verticals, lot of backgrounds. That is why his friend circle is extremely strong, not only in content generation and YouTube, but also in society, industry, and that is actually extremely helping him extremely immensely to build him, to develop him and his character. Then obviously understanding of human nature, what to question to ask, how to make sure that the guest is comfortable while and he or she is opening up, so that the information that we are trying to get can be gleaned very effectively. The understanding of human nature, when to stop, where to stop, is very crucial, and Ranveer certainly has this. Active literacy, obviously his communication skills are fantastic. Not only English, because of one of his interviews has said as grammar comes from his mother, but not only English, diction, pronunciation, and Hindi because of his background, his grandparents who are from Punjab. So I think this has worked perfectly well for him, not only in English but also in Hindi. So in one of his sessions, he had said that you can do English podcast for money, while as for power or for influence, you can do Hindi podcast. So this is essential, and he is equally strong with both. Then there is understanding of major institutions. Basically, if you look at his guests and visitors, they are from varied backgrounds: a singer, a philosopher, an economic investor, MD or CEO, a sportsman, a actor, a biologist, a venture capitalist. They can be there from different diverse backgrounds, even a monk, and he is able to interact with them. There is always one saying: a person's character can be judged from his ability to walk with the poor and the king with the equal ease. And we can very clearly see Ranveer is capable of walking with equal ease, whether the gentleman or the guest in front of him is from a poorest section, but influential, socially influential, or from the richest section, but doing something great. So this varied section, that varied band of people that he can manage and interacting with is extremely important. Access to power also. See, all these guests on the podcast is not at all easy because their time is a constraint, and to approach them. For example, if you ask me, if I have to approach, let us say, Arnold Schwarzenegger for a podcast, it takes guts for me also to approach him and ask him his time. And he has not done it for Arnold, but he has also done it with very big celebrities in the individual industries in politics, sports, entertainment. Saif Ali Khan, for example, Karthik Aaryan, for example, or from science background, from industry. For example, Radhika Gupta was there. Then there are army veterans. Then there are defense veterans, obviously. Then there are counselors. Then there are financial coaches. Then there are business consultants, finance consultants. So you must have the bandwidth to accumulate all these people and to get engagement done at the right level so that these people open up and we get to know what their life stories and what their experiences are. So this skill is extremely important. He's not averse at all from accepting challenges and making the most of the challenges in front of him. And the never quit attitude that he has received. I think he used to love Rocky movie, wherein Sylvester Stallone gets a chance to fight with Apollo Creed, who is a erstwhile world champion. And though Rocky fails in defeating Apollo Creed, but the efforts that he puts in, and I think Ranveer is immensely motivated and inspired because of the efforts, the amount of efforts that Rocky puts in defeating Apollo Creed, though unsuccessfully. So this has been the motto of his life: never quit and keep on working extremely hard. So all this is building up. 12 million subscribers, a huge pressure also, responsibility also comes with it. 250 people are looking at you for monthly salaries. That itself is a very big responsibility. So I think future for him is extremely great, and I can see from his social media engagements or for Nikhil Kamar's WTF that he is keeping a keen watch on international trends on social media. Then there is there is obviously YouTube algorithm revenue models. He is also building non-YouTube based revenue models so that all the expenses can be not only be dependent on YouTube and their moody algorithms. So that is what's very, very crucial. He's also monitoring social media algorithms because they are changing constantly. He's also monitoring global social media trends, podcasts, if they are working fine. Now what the Americans are doing, what the Europeans are doing, who is most influential, what tactics they are using, and obviously he will be imbibing them. He will be using these trends in his own practical application. Then obviously he is also monitoring the effect AI and ML and these advanced technologies can have on social media and how people engage and interact with social media, because his revenue model from YouTube as an influencer, as a digital content creator, is from YouTube revenue. But he is also building the other revenue models, but the dependency on YouTube has to be reduced. So he's basically hedging his risks by getting into different areas that are not dependent on YouTube. So all these things are happening, and I am extremely sure that and hopeful that Ranveer will keep on adding value to our lives through his YouTube channel, social media engagements, and his personal startups like Big Brain Co or Level. Thank you very much.